You know, it may not seem like it, but I'm a really big fan of Halloween. I always have been ever since I was really young. I've always had an attraction towards the strange, mysterious, and the downright scary. But despite it being such a macabre holiday where we celebrate ghosts, ghouls, and goblins, most of the marketing is still aimed at children, especially toys. However, today we're going to be taking a look at two sets that are toys, but they're not made for children. Oh no, these two sets are definitely made for the hardcore collector of the downright terrifying. I'm Clay, pretending to be a newscaster. Our top story tonight. A local killer has been going around taking victims one by one in the local area. The suspect is targeting people specifically acquainted with or friends with the world-renowned Plastic Commander. Those who are friends or acquaintances of Clay the Plastic Commander are advised to stay indoors this holiday evening, and the Plastic Commander himself is recommended to be doubly cautious about any strangers and to also stay at home. Now, the next question on your mind is, what does the Biden administration have planned to stop this? Well, thankfully, Joe Biden stepped out today and announced a plan to send $6 billion to Israel in order to stop this crazed maniac. Up next, sports. And why I'm not good at them. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. I mean, just who turned on the liberal media in my house? Was it you? You make me sick. So despite the fact that both of these are toy Army Men sets, they really aren't made for children. If anything, they're made for collectors who just appreciate horror, more specifically Halloween by John Carpenter and Night of the Living Dead by George A. Romero. And you really gotta respect this company for doing that. These are made by Emce Toys. They're the same company that made the Fallout Nano figures line, so these are definitely going to be super high quality. That being said, I'm not going to review these like I normally would, because most of the time I review Toy Army Men, I typically talk about them as playsets and how kids would interact with them. I'm not going to do that here because these are mostly meant to be shelf candy. So we'll see how they stand as shelf candy and how high quality they are. And I think I want to start with this one.
I've got 8 more lives.
Where's the commander?
I don't know where he's at.
So I wanted to take a look at the Halloween set first, just because I like this set slightly less than the Night of the Living Dead set, and there's a very simple reason why, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. So, we have Judith Myers' grave. As you know, that's one of the family members that Michael Myers kills when he's a very young child. Then over here, a jack-o'-lantern, because that's Halloween, which that is a big part of the marketing. I mean, the movie's literally called Halloween, so you can't get more Halloween-y than that. Which, thinking of that, if I made a Christmas special and just called it Christmas, I feel like that would be kind of pretentious on my part. Right? Like, that feels like it would be a little bit pretentious at least, but oh well. Then we got the station wagon, which is the vehicle that I want to say Linda drives off the top of my head. I actually haven't seen Halloween in a very long time. The original one, at least. I remember seeing the reboot in theaters. That was a long time ago, too. Good gracious. Anyway, we have the Myers house, and the first thing you notice is that all of these are very well detailed and they're very well sculpted. On the bottom, they all have the same thing, Compass Intelligence, copyright 2020, when these were produced. And I especially love the ripples in the house, some very good ASMR, and a lot of the figures have that too. But now that we looked at 4 of the figures, let's talk about my biggest gripe. 4 of these figures are not figures. We have a gravestone, a jack-o'-lantern, a station wagon, and a house. Now, I haven't seen Halloween in forever, but I feel like we could have gotten far more characters out of this than these 4 things. It's like they ran out of ideas, so. But moving on to the actual figures, we have Ghost Bob. He's wearing his shades, and I love the rippling effect. Like, look how beautiful that is. Like, absolutely, these are some beautiful collector's pieces. So, very, very nice. Right here, we have Annie, and she's on her phone, and it's so nicely detailed. You can feel this ripple right here of the phone cord. So, just really nice. And even though it's all black, you can still get a lot of detail out of the clothing, how it ripples, just like with Bob. And of course, one of our 3 Michael Myers. So, another minor gripe I have is that Michael Myers is the same height as all the other. I mean, I guess other than the big glow-in-the-dark one. But I feel like he should be just a little bit bigger. And also, just in case you're curious, these figures are just slightly smaller than 1/32nd scale, so I'm going to put them here. Yeah, he just kind of absolutely dwarfs him. These aren't exactly like 1/42nd. I would say they're probably more like 1/38, just kind of eyeballing them, although I'm also not wearing glasses. Then we get another Michael Myers. It's the young Michael Myers who murdered his family, and he's wearing his pajamas. I believe I'm probably wrong. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie in good Lord knows how long. We have Lori. So another thing, again, beautiful detail, and these figures are really sturdy too. Like, this plastic is very tough, very durable. It's that really nice high quality PVC that they use on the Fallout Nano figures. So I have one of those right here. Because this is the same company that made them, Emce Toys, and yeah, just really, really nice. But oh my goodness, didn't know they ran a bakery too. Moving on, we got the sheriff. He's got a flashlight in his hand, and he also looks pretty good, although he's kind of just standing there. I like his jacket, but yeah, just very cut and dry. Then right here we have Dr. Loomis, who's going to shoot Michael Myers, and it somehow will not kill him because Michael Myers is a demon or something and bullets don't work on him. I don't know. But yeah, he looks really good here. I really love his lab coat, and it looks like he's got a revolver in his hand, probably a 38. So really, really nice. And here we have Linda, and she's looking really good too. Again, just tons of beautiful detailing in the mold. And I know the way they do these is they make these 3D models, and I don't think they do them on like scratch paper. I think they just go ahead and do them straight on the computer. But anyway, I'm probably just talking out of my butt. Again, looks really, really nice. And then, oh my goodness. Not yet, Michael. It's not Halloween yet. You can't start killing. Michael Myers, the big glow-in-the-dark figure. And he, of course, is also really nice. I love the fact he's glow-in-the-dark. Even the bottom of his boots have some rippling there. So, all in all, I do really like this set. I really just do not like these 4 pieces, but if y'all watched my Fallout video, which I'm going to link that in the description, y'all will know that that was my biggest complaint about the Fallout figures, is the fact that they came with a lot of pieces like this. Like, one was the Nuka Blaster, one was like a bottle of Nuka-Cola, one was like a bottle cap mine, just kind of filler. That's what I'm going to call it, it's filler. And like I said, I'm going to look up Halloween characters, because I'm sure, and I'm going to splice them in over me talking, there were plenty more they could have picked from, right? There had to have been. But anyway, I really like these, and you know who else would really like these? My good friend Callie over at Jam Studios. I hope she's not getting murdered right now.
Boyas. What do you want?
Where's the commander?
I don't know. He's probably at home. He's like a nerd.
So we have Night of the Living Dead now. So I like this set a little bit more than the Halloween set, which is over there, hiding my failures. And the reason is we get all figures. We get all people and ghouls. So I guess they had a little bit more leeway, because if they needed to fill any spaces they couldn't think of, they could just do zombies. But yeah, I really do actually like this one slightly more. I like the gray and kind of light black, or I guess dark gray color scheme they're going for here. It's very reminiscent of the 1968 film. So if you don't know what the OG Night of the Living Dead is about, I guess if you're younger, which I guess technically I'm younger, but I'll tell you, it's about a group of people who are trapped in a house and they are hiding from a bunch of zombies. The dead is rising out of their graves and they're eating people. And this was one of the first ever really big zombie films. It kind of set the tone for the genre, or it was legitimately game-changing for horror. And you gotta respect it for that at the very least, even if today, by today's standards, it's kind of corny. But still, it's a really good movie and you should definitely watch it. So let's take a look at our ghouls. So we got the little girl with the garden trowel, and she looks phenomenal. Again, I love how her hair is going over her eye. Her dress feels really good too. Like all of these little flower designs, yeah, you can feel those. Like, don't think I'm weird. It's very good ASMR. But yeah, I really like that. And if you remember the movie, she uses that garden trowel to stab one of the characters in the chest over and over again. So really, really nice. Then we got the hospital gown ghoul. I like that alliteration. And she's snacking on an arm. You know, you think she would at least put some ketchup on it, but oh well. Then we have they call it the tire iron ghoul, and looking back, I'm guessing it's because he gets killed with a tire iron. Off the top of my head, I haven't watched that movie either in a hot minute. I probably should have watched both of these movies before making these videos, but I didn't really feel like it, so oh well. So moving right along, we got the ghoul from the cemetery right here, which I guess all of them refer to from the cemetery, but this one more specifically, at least that's what the box says. And then we have Undead Johnny. And again, just beautiful detailing. We see every little nook, button, and cranny, belt buckle, shoe buckle, lace, and tie on these figures. And you gotta really love that. So, moving right along, we go from Johnny the Johnny before he's a zombie. So he looks really, really good here. Like, really great detail. He kind of looks like that one guy who started the cult in South America, Jim Jones. I'm getting like really big Jim Jones vibes here. Or I guess an Elvis impersonator, either or. So moving on, we got Judy. So she's one of the main characters next to Ben, who we'll look at next. And again, she looks really good. All of these look really good. I love how her hair is kind of waving in the back. So keep it going. We got Ben, and he's got his Winchester lever action. He's got a torch because fire kind of scares him off. Now we do see where this piece was molded separately, although that doesn't really bother me. Even on some of the highest quality figures you can purchase, like TSSD, you get that as well. So that doesn't really bother me. Yeah, Ben's kind of the main character, and there's a little bit of social commentary with Night of the Living Dead, especially with racism at the time, because all of the white characters, I suppose, are really scared of the zombies and the large crowd, but then you have Ben, who's kind of been growing up through Jim Crow laws his whole life, so to him, that fear has always been around, being around tons of people who might not like him or might want to come after him, or at least how he felt living through that. So that kind of is what stands him out as being the leader of the group. And it was especially revolutionary for the time this movie was made to have such a prominent African-American protagonist who essentially is the central character of the film. So there's a lot of social commentary, and I won't go into any more of it because it will kind of spoil the film for you. But yeah, that's one of the things that makes this such a classic movie, and you gotta really respect it for that. So, keep on keeping on. We got Harry, and it looks like he has a crowbar right there, and he's one finger off from shooting the bird. And then moving on still, we got Helen, and yeah, again, I really like how they did the actual detailing in the dress. Just, I love feeling that ripple. It's like great ASMR. And she has a very good expression on her face as well. If I can get it to kind of, but there we go. Yeah, just look at that. So tons of great detail there. Then we have Tom, and probably the only thing I do not like about this set is how he has this gas nozzle. So I have a thing against toy figures that have static objects connected to them, and one of my biggest examples would have to be this lady from Galaxy Laser Team, how she has this kind of like cash register on a parking barrier, I don't know, attached to her, because if like you want her to move around, like let's say you're playing with them, you want her to move around, then yeah, that's going to be attached to her. So that's one of my kind of cardinal sins, but other than that, I really like this set. That's like my only gripe with this one. Another thing too is this does feel kind of flimsy right around here. Like I feel like I could break that off really easily if I just moved it around like that. So I won't mess with it because these figures were not cheap. But anyway, moving right along still, we also have Barbara. It looks like she's running away, and not to be a weirdo, but look up her skirt. Like, look at that beautiful detailing. Like, I love how that's not an actual molded piece. It's like she's actually wearing it, so that makes it feel just so great. And of course we see all of her buttons, and she has a really nice facial expression on top of that, and we see her hair too. Just all in all, great looking figures. And finally, the boss man himself, George A. Romero, and I'm gonna turn the light away so y'all can kind of see him better. Yeah, that works. But yeah, he has his ponytail, and he's just striking a pose. Looks like he has his little clipboard that he does all of his clipboard related things with. And on the base it says George A. Romero. And you don't see figures like these hardly ever. Like if I reach over behind me and I grab this vintage Marx figure, which I reviewed last year on the Halloween special, he has a little marker because he's Frankenstein. This is Frankenstein. We don't see that many collectible figures like that anymore. Marx would do that all the time, and I have another smaller example. I don't want to reach for him, but it's Ulysses S. Grant, and he has this same thing here where you probably can't see it super well. But yeah, his name is right there, and that's really nice. And again, I like how the clothes kind of feel like he's wearing them, and it's not like it's part of his body. So yeah, all in all, I absolutely love this set. This is a great Halloween set, and I would recommend it. If you're a horror fan, it would be some really nice shelf candy to kind of put around your horror collection. I can totally see some of my friends who love horror stuff putting these in the Halloween figures as well, just all over their movie collection. So totally pick these up. All in all, these are two really great sets, and I highly recommend them. Not just if you're a fan of Toy Army Men, but if you're a fan of horror. Like I said, like if you're a fan of Night of the Living Dead or Halloween, these are great collector's pieces, and I'm not really the only one who thinks that, because these do go for kind of a pretty penny online, and I'm pretty sure a lot of that has to do with the fact that so many horror fans want to get their hands on them too, not just toy fans. So that's really great. EMCE makes some really high quality stuff, and they mostly make things for a collector's market more than anything else. Like their pieces are meant to be shelf candy, and I'm perfectly okay with that. So I don't really treat them like I would regular Toy Army Men. It's not like something you would use for a war game per se, kind of like how I viewed Star Wars Command as something that could be like the poor man's Legion, but this is something that you would totally just put on your shelf as a decoration. And to do that, they're pretty cool. So that's gonna be it for this Halloween special. I hope you guys have an awesome Halloween, and I really hope I don't get murdered after I finish filming this. That would really bum me out. You know, if you got murdered, you know, getting murdered, yeah, that would bum me out. That would bum me out really bad. So I hope I don't. I hope I don't get murdered. Hopefully. This video is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I should celebrate. Oh my god. What have I